Hello and welcome to Fintech Today. I'm Matt Hyde, founder of Fintech Awards London, which is what we are doing right at this moment. 3 days of judging live at the head office of Innovate Finance. And I'm thrilled to be joined by one of our judges on our chair for this afternoon. Maybe you could introduce yourself.
Of course. I'm Susanne, Chishti, CEO and chair of Fintech Circle. And it was a pleasure to judge today the London Fintech Awards.
So yes, you've been in there for 8-9 hours, nearly 30 interviews. How was it as a judge for you today?
I must say it was lots of fun. So we met so many fantastic fintech CEOs, great leaders in all the fintech startups and scale-ups who came to present to us. And we were a great team of judges and had about 5-6 categories to choose from. And found, I think, very good winners. And sometimes we also found commended places, commended winners. But it was, I think, an amazing high quality of applications this year. And so never easy to really choose the best winners because often there are so many good ones, good companies to choose from. But we felt, I think, very comfortable at the end with our choices. And so we're looking forward to the dinner to celebrate them all.
Yeah, that'll be exciting on June the 18th. You're right about it's difficult. This year, over 200 entries, reduced to 80 or so finalists, which to be a finalist is amazing, which makes your job more difficult. But the process of having them come in, present to you, to talk to you, to do question and answers, it takes a lot of time. But do you think that it's a real benefit to you as a judge to do it that way?
100%. So in order to judge startups, scale-ups, the CEOs, Fintech Leader of the Year awards, I think to see people in person in front of you, look into their eyes, understand their motivation, the purpose behind the company makes a huge difference. And it allows us to be better judges because we can judge the whole situation. We can judge the individual in person. So it made a huge difference. I think you managed to invite so many people in person and they all came.
Yeah, not an easy job for the
Yes.
team, so that's for sure. So we've been talking, last week was an amazing week, IFGS, a real star last week. The question we've been asking is, London, is it still the fintech capital of the world?
I mean, I think London, when I think back 10 years ago, when it became the fintech capital of the world with, at that time it was George Osborne, the Chancellor of the Exchequer. And since then, London has grown so much. We've got so many fintech companies here which have started here, which have scaled here, which have grown here. And I think we have got so many more who come to London, because it is such an attractive place to work here and to live here as well. So I think we're all excited to be here, in London and make sure that London stays, a fintech leading capital in the world, in order to ensure that I think the companies can also scale and exit here. I think that's the next stage. And I know that the London Stock Exchange does a lot to help companies with PICEs, to create a secondary market, to allow IPOs here with more liquidity. So really to have London as a place also to exit, those fintech companies.
I'm sure Neil Shah would be thrilled to hear you talk about
Yes.
that. So yes, and certainly we do want more to list here and to grow here. I suppose the question then is there anything that we can do, think of maybe number 10, or as fintech companies, to make sure that we keep progressing forward and stay in that real center for fintech globally?
Yeah, I would say we've got a very supportive government, of the fintech sector, of our entrepreneurship, of investors. I think what we are now looking to unlock liquidity is the pension reforms. So that's what we are waiting to see, what the details will be, if pension funds are allowed, to invest in private equity companies, in private companies. If we can ensure that more companies invest in the London stock market as well to get liquidity back in the market. So I think that's what we need. We've got great new reforms, which have been put in place, the London listing rules last year, for example. And this year we want just to see that more liquidity comes, from international investors, domestic investors, pension funds, investing locally to create more liquidity and more growth opportunities for the existing companies which are here in the UK to become unicorns. That we want to see global unicorns which have been started here, scaled up here, and which then hopefully can be sold globally, and where we can really all be proud of those companies coming from the UK.
Excellent, thank you. Well, again, thank you for your time today. I know everyone, the judges, those who came in and the finalists appreciate your time. And as you said, we look forward to a real celebratory night on June the 18th. Take care.
Thank you very much.
Thank
and thank you, Matt, for founding this wonderful awards, which we have now celebrated how many times?
4 years now.
4
so
years
yes.
in a row. And it has been such a success. And we couldn't live without them.